Hi dear students, so in the last class that we have seen that one authentication algorithm, it was message digest MD5 algorithm that we have learned. So today we will see one another authentication algorithm, that is our secure S algorithm. It is basically 120 512 bit, 128 bit and 1024 bits are there. So I am taking 512 bits as a input. It's basically called 512 bits. And let's understand, there are some few steps are there, as we have seen in message digest is almost similar to the message digest. The process are same, but few little bit changes are here, so we will learn them. So first step is pair the bits 100 so that the length of plain text is 128 bits. So use the simply learn, we are having this our information. So this is our plain text that we have this message contain our plain text, and we are padding some more extra bit over here. Now what is padding, very soon I will explain over here. Now append 128 bits representation, that is the representation of original plain text such that length of this message is should be the multiple of 1024 bits. So what is the mean of this one? So understand this one, this is our message and this is the padding but we have done, and this is our 128 bits. So this is the basically the length of the message that we need to represent in such a form that it should be a multiple of it should be the multiple of 1024 bits. So now understand this one, this concept. Message that we have taken 128 bit we will take for the representation. Now what is the value of padding? This is the concept, and now the length of these three, and the message, padding and 128, it should be equal to 1024 or multiple of 1024. Now let's take one example. I have just assumed that my plain text size is 800, so 800 I have written. 128 bit is over here, that is a part of this one, 128 bit. Now I do not know what is the padding value, and now it should be the multiple of 1024. So now what you have to do, simply, very simple logic I'm going to tell you over here. In the message digest also the similar concept was there. Now what you have to do, 800 plus 128, what is? Now the addition of these two will be subtract from 1024, so that it's coming 96. Okay, आपको 800 प्लस ये आपने एज्यूम किया है, ये आपका 128 लेंथ है ऊपर से. अब आपको क्या करना है कि आपको पैडिंग नहीं पता, तो 1024 से इन दोनों को ऐड करके सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दो, आपका 96 ये ऑटोमेटिक पैडिंग आपकी निकल के आ जाएगी, और इट वुड बी द मल्टीपल ऑफ 1024. ये होगा ही होगा. क्लियर? सो नाउ 96 आ गया आपका. नाउ आवर नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज आवर इनिशियलाइज द बफर ABCD. सो इन दिस केस in the MD5 we have taken 4 buffer, but in case of this one SHA we are taking 8 buffer. So initialize the buffer ABCDEFG 64 bits in hexadecimal. Okay, so these are the buffer and the size of each buffer is 64 bits. Okay, so similarly in the last class we have seen there was the size was 32 bits. Now here it is 64 bits. So now my message size is 1024. Okay, this is my message. So we are doing some message scheduling over here, and now we have taken 8 registers A B C D E F G H, and we are taking some hexadecimal of value to initialize this value, and all this value is known as initialize vector. Okay, so here I have written few example of the hexadecimal value. These are the values. You convert this value into binary format. Though each value will be converted into 4 digits. So ultimately there are 16 digits. 60 multiplied by 4, 64 bits would be there. Okay, so you can convert it and you can initialize your initialization vector. Okay, so there are 79 rounds are there. Oh sorry, we can say there are 80 rounds are there. So we are starting from round 0 to round 1, 2, 3, 4 up to round 79. So 0 to 79 total 80 rounds are there. And what we are taking over here, some constant value is also here, and the size of this constant is hexadecimal value, and 64 bits it will contain. So in the round what are the values are there? Initialization buffer, or we can say the value we have taken for the buffer ABCDEFGH, one constant. The size of this one is 64, and there is also 64 bit. Now we are taking message schedule. we are taking some, we can say some words are there. For every round we will generate for every round we will generate one word, W0, W1, W2, W3, like W79. Okay, so this is the message scheduling. Very soon we will see it. And as like our MD5 algorithm, once we will, for every round, this process, for each and every round, what are the information is needed, word and this buffer values and a constant values. These three information are needed for each and every in each and every round. So at the last of this one, again we will take their value. So this is, suppose our hi will come over here, then it will be treated as hi minus 1. So we will take their values, you can see, and now we will, whatever the output will come from here after round 79, we will take their values and we will go for addition modulo. So if there is, after the addition, we know some carry will be generated. So if the 64 bits are there, if the addition go at the last moment the carry is generated, then our addition goes to 65 bits. So how to reduce that particular 1 bit, we need to apply our addition modulo. So that I have learned, that I taught you many times in our class also. So at the last of this one, we will go for addition modulo, and finally we will generate our hi. This is our hash code. Okay. So now let's understand what is the message, how to do this message scheduling. Okay, so now what is the size of message scheduling that I have taken? 1024. Okay, this is the block. Now 1024, and then what is the size of each buffer that we have taken? 64. So 1024 multiplied by 64 equal to 16, means how many words we can generate? 16 words. But how many words are needed? W0 to W79, means total 80 words are needed. But out of 79, out of 80 words, we have generated 16 words. So how to take this one? Our message size is 1024, as we know. So we can take the 64 bit for W0. We can take directly, we will take our value from the plain text. Initial 64 bit in our W0, the next 64 bits for W1, and for the next to next we will take for W2. तो इसमें से अपने को 64 बिट वैल्यू W0 to W15 तक अलॉट कर देनी है. Okay, so in this manner we can generate our 16 words, W0 to W15. So W0 to W1, W2 up to W15, 16 words are there. So 16 words we have generated. Now question is that there are 0 to 79 rounds are there. 0 to 79 rounds are there. So again, so we need to generate some more words from W16 to W79. W16 to W79 words that we need to generate. So how to generate this one? This is the question. So one formula is given over here. So WT sigma 1 512 WT minus 2 plus WT minus 7 plus sigma 0 512 WT minus 12 plus WT minus 16. So suppose 15 rounds value we have done, 15 words value we have generated. Now we want to generate the value for W16. So now what is the value of T equal to? 16. 16 come here. So now calculate sigma 1 512 W16 minus 2, it become W14 plus W16 minus 7 W9 plus sigma 0 512 W16 minus 12 W4 plus W16 minus 16 0 means W0. So this is the things it has been calculated. So now once we have fitted all this value, then we have calculated. Now how to calculate this value, this one. So how many words are needed from the previous one, because already 16 words are there, and that we have W0 to W15. So W0, W4, W9 and W14. These are the 4 words are needed. So I have written here simply, as you can see over here, W0, W4, W9 and W14. Okay, it is generated from here, W14, W9, W4 and W0. So all words I have written. So now we can see the sigma is written with W14 and W4. So now you write here, as you can see, W0, W4, W9 and W14, and sigma I have applied sigma 0 with W4 and sigma 1 with W14 as it is here, you can see, and W0 and W9 I am taking as it is. Now I have applied their XOR value and then we will calculate the value of W16. So in this way we will calculate the value W17, W18 similarly for all. Now see, now one confusion coming over here. What is this one? Sigma 1, 5, 1, 2, 14. What is sigma 1 and sigma 0? Let's understand this concept. So as you have seen, let me adjust the camera first. As you have seen, it was our formula WT. This one, it was our formula. Okay. So now here, what is sigma 0 15 and sigma 1 15? Sigma 0 sigma 15. So, okay. So here x. So how to read out this one? To calculate the value of sigma 0 5 1 2 x equal to right circular shift. We need to read out this one, right circular shift of content of this by 1 bits. Then right circular shift by 8 bits of the content of x. Then SHR means this is the left circular shift of content this by this bit. Okay. So similarly you can write, you can see sigma 1 right circular shift of this register with by this many bits. So अपने को कुछ नहीं करना है इसमें राइट सर्कुलर शिफ्ट करना है 1 बिट से, राइट सर्कुलर शिफ्ट करना है इस कंटेंट का 8 बिट से. इसमें SHR मींस लेफ्ट सर्कुलर शिफ्ट और ROTR मींस राइट सर्कुलर शिफ्ट. ओके. सो उस केस में अपने पास क्या था? सो व्हाट वी हैड अर्लियर, as we have seen, there are two parts for there. It was 14. What is the value of x now become? For 1, sigma 1 is W14 and sigma 0 was W4. So here sigma 0 was our W4 and sigma 1 was our W14. So now replace the value of x with 14 and 4 and you can calculate this value. So I have written also here. So ROTR and ROTR to the power n of x means circular right shift of 64 bits. As we know, there is x is W. Okay, it may be registered from W0 to W15. So ultimately the size of W already I have told you that the size is 64 bits. So circular right shift of 64 bits and x by n bits. So here x is what? Our W. Okay. So in this way we can shift their values and we can calculate the value of sigma 0 and sigma 1. Okay. So in this previous diagram, as we have seen, what are the things are needed? First one was the W, word size, the word value and register value and our constant value. So constant value, it is again hexadecimal value. So again 80 constant value that we have to take, and it would be hexadecimal value. Okay, so 3 values are there. Now let's go for the round of each function. Okay. So during the round of each function, as we can see, there are these are the process of our buffer. So it will execute these are the equations, or this is the part of this one. So it will execute in each and every round. Okay. So what here is T1 and T2. This is our S. This is our register, and very soon I will explain. CH is our conditional function. CH is our conditional function. It will be applied on EFG, and then summation of sigma 1 to 5 1 to E and WT plus KT. Okay, so this is in this way we calculate T1 and T2. Now again 4 new terminology came. First one is conditional function, and in this case majority function. So now in the case of MD5 we have also seen there was such kind of function. So how to calculate the majority function will apply on ABC. So how to calculate this one? Majority function, it will apply on ABC. So A's value will be AND with B's value, and B's value AND with C's value, and C's value will be AND with A, and finally we take the XOR gate and we can calculate our majority function. Similarly, the conditional function, the E, we will apply AND gate between E and F, and we will take first of all E's NOT gate, we will apply NOT gate with E, and then we take the AND gate with the result output of this one and G's value, and finally we take XOR, and then in this way we can calculate our conditional function. Okay. Now another one is 2 more terminology. summation from 0 to 512 to A and summation of 1 to 512 to E. Two more things are here. So how to calculate these value? So once we calculate these value, then we can, I will show you the diagram. So how to calculate the next part. So summation 0 to 512 A, rotate A. So how to read out this one? ROTR already I told you, right circular shift of 28 bits of content A. Again, right circular shift from right circular shift of from 30 right circular shift of 34 bits of content A. Then again right circular shift from 29 bits of content A. Similarly, here you can see the same content. Now right circular shift from 28 bits of content E. Similarly, we can go for right circular shift from 34 bit than 29 bits. Okay, from A and E. In this way we need to read out it. So ultimately what we are calculating, T1 and T2. Once T1 and T2 is known, then we can calculate the value of A, B, C, D, because during the time calculation of A, T1 and T2 is required. During the calculation of E, D and T1 is required. So let me show you one diagram. Yeah, this one. So it was our as you can see, it was our initial vector. Okay, this it is our initial vector in which A, B, C, D all value that we are having, and we know the value of W, the value of K, all value we know. Now we need to apply some function during the each and every round, so we can calculate our next new value A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, so and the size of this one is 512 bits. So now how to calculate? So understand this one. As per the equation, as you can see, the value of A directly we can give to the B. A's value from here we can directly give to B. B's value can give to C. C's value can give to D, means one alphabet next. यहाँ से A की वैल्यू यहाँ B में जाएगी, यहाँ B की वैल्यू यहाँ से C में जाएगी, C की वैल्यू D, D की वैल्यू E, E की वैल्यू F. सिमिलरली ऑलमोस्ट सभी के लिए जाएगी except A and E. So we need to calculate the value A and E. So A and E we need to calculate the value T1 plus T2. So during the T1 and T2 all these things are required. What is conditional function, majority function, and sigma 0 to A, sigma 0 to 512 A and sigma 1 to 512 E. So now see this equation first. This is our equation first. As you can see, T1 equal to H, T1 equal to H, conditional EFG, T1 equal to H, this is our H, so let me make it small h, T1 equal to H, then we are taking the conditional function EFG, this is conditional function E, F and G content we are taking from here, and then we are applying the output of this one, we are applying here, and we are applying addition modulo. Then next one is summation of 1 to 512, summation from 1 to 512 of E, the summation of E we are taking from here, and then we are applying summation here, and then WT from you can see we apply here, then KT we are applying here. So now this is our T1, this is our T1. Okay, so now T1 is coming here, but now you can see here E equal to D plus T1. So T1 is also required for during the calculation of E. So we can take, this is our T1 up to here T1. Now D1 is coming, D is coming over here. So now what kind of operation over here? D plus T1 equal to E. So we are calculating the value of E. So E is fulfilled. So now T1 is coming here. Now go for the T2. What is T2? Summation of summation from 0 to 512 of A. So now take A, each summation of A we have taken, and now apply majority function on A, B, C content. A, B, C content we are taking here, and now we have applied the majority function. That it was our logical function that we have seen. Now the output of these two, apply the addition modulo, and this is our T2. Now T1 is over here, so calculate the value of A. We need to calculate the value of T1 and T2. So now T1 is coming here. and T2 is coming from T1 is coming from here, T2 is coming from here, so T1 plus T2. Now we can calculate the value of A. Now as you can see, we can calculate T1 coming from here, T2 is coming from here, and now we can calculate the value of A. So now A equal to T1 plus T2 we have calculated, and B equal to A. So V, as you can see, B equal to A. So this is the B, A's value we have directly stored here. Then C equal to B, B equal to C. So similarly we have taken, as we have seen, E equal to D plus T, already we have calculated. So as per all these equations, we will insert their values in this diagram. Okay, so this process, so you can see this process will execute in each and every round, because there are 80 rounds are there. So in each and every round it will execute in each and every round. Okay, so now our output will come 512 bits over here. Now see, if there is a single message and the size of this one is 1024 bits, then this will be our final hash code. And now if suppose during our message, if there are multiple message blocks are there, suppose 2 blocks are there, 1024 and 1024 size, then this will be the output of this one will be given as an input for the next round, or for the next block. Okay, so after the calculation of final hash code, we will calculate our hash code, and we will attach our hash code with our original message, and we will send this hash code and this information to our network, and the receiver will receive this information, and he will calculate the value of hash code at their end, and he will compare the value of the calculated hash code and the sended hash code or appended hash code. If it is coming same, then he can say that whatever the information is coming, it is coming from the authentic user, or you can say it is a valid user. If there is any single bit is different, then their H code will be different, and so the receiver will easily determine that something has been changed or the information has been modified during the transmission. Okay, thank you. If you have any comments and query, then let me know.